ready? Let's plug again.
It's alright.
Sure.
That's what that Wrangler done that day I pulled him out.
Give it one more.
I mean, I gotta get out.
Got it all plowed up under there now.
Yeah. Just take off from there, David. Right there. Ho! Right there. Just keep doing that. Just keep him nudging him. Ho!
I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and this is Jeep Stuff Talk Show. This is the show where we stir the pot, talk about Jeep stuff, and get straight to the point about things. Today we're going to be talking about, should you buy a Jeep Cherokee in automatic or in manual? That's the big thing. I've had to experience both sides of them, and I must say the transmissions are pretty tough on both ends, the standard and the automatic. But today I'm going to be talking about what I prefer and what I enjoy and what I like. When it comes to the Jeep Cherokee, the transmission is actually pretty strong on the automatic side and on the manual side. If it's an AX15 manual, they're pretty strong standard transmissions. Now, the automatics are extremely, extremely bulletproof. Yes, there are some out there that they go out. There's some out there that slip and need rebuilt, but it's rare. I don't want to say it's rare. It's happened, but it's not for me. Every Cherokee I've ever had has never let me down when it comes to an automatic. So first off, we're going to be talking about the automatic and how I had the experience with it, and we're going to be talking about the fluid change and all this stuff because that's what everybody wants to know. Should they put a cooler on there? So we're going to talk about that stuff. So the automatic, I've had, most of my Cherokees were automatics. I have only had two manuals. I had a 2-door manual and I had a 4-door manual. They both had great transmissions. I think one was like over 200,000 miles on it, right? And the transmission still shifts smooth and everything. And the other one, the 4-doors, 200,000 miles on it. And the transmission, it's beautiful. And but anyway, let's get to the automatic and what I like about the automatic and why I prefer the automatic over standard. So my experience is I hardly changed the fluid in my Jeep Cherokee automatic transmission. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, we got to keep up on maintenance, but my last Jeep, my fluid was black pretty much. I just run it and run it and run it, and I never had any problems with it. It never really slipped. It never really gave me any fits. It always kept ticking. It never really blew out, and that's crazy. The abuse that Jeep takes, the abuse that it's seen, you know, that automatic transmission held up. Now sometimes the TV cable needs adjusted to get everything shifting properly again. But other than that, I've never had a problem with automatic Jeep Cherokee transmissions. I actually got a Jeep one time I bought, and the boy said the transmission was out. I said, there's no way. It was I think a 99. I said, there's no way that transmission's out of that Jeep. It only has 100 and some thousand miles on it. There's no way. And so I get home, I can't remember exactly what I did, but I fixed all that stuff that went to the transmission, and then it went in gear. Went back and forth, I run it. It was fine. You know, I've seen those automatic transmissions take a beating. So you can sleep at night knowing that those things are pretty tough. They're a pretty tough transmission. And I do prefer automatic over standard, and here's why. Because when you're out on the trail with an automatic, you got throttle control, right? When you want to get up over a rock, you just hit the gas. You know, you can get up over that gas or over that rock and just give it a little gas, you know. That's what I like about an automatic. And plus there's less maintenance. When it comes to a Jeep Cherokee XJ, like I said, the transmissions are bulletproof when it comes to an automatic. So the only thing I ever really did was I tried to keep the fluid changed, but a lot of times I didn't. But I put a cooler on there. And a lot of people just slap a cooler up there on the radiator and they don't even put it the right way. They got it sideways, upside down over here. But a cooler actually has to be in the right position to actually work right. Because the Jeep Cherokee, if you watch my other talk shows, we talk about heat issues. And that's another thing. When the transmission is going through the radiator and you're already having heat issues, you're just adding more heat. So what I always do is I put a cooler somewhere in between there, and I usually put it in front of the fan, and I put it on right. Get on YouTube, look up how to put a transmission cooler on, because there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So make sure you get that right. And after I did that, everything was fine. It shifted smooth. I felt like it was cooler to me. And I never had a problem with it. It always did great for me. I abused it. All these things in that Jeep today, I got rid of it. You guys know that I got rid of it. This Jeep today is still going. The guy that I got it off of is still going. The only thing he did was break an axle. He's still going with the locker. That whole Jeep is still going today. So I love automatics because they're a lot easier to, for one, maintenance, and two, on the trail it's smoother. And what I mean by maintenance is doing like regular fluid changes and stuff like that. I'm not talking about like tearing apart and rebuilding it. That's not maintenance. That's just like a legit overbuild in my book, or a legit rebuild in my book. Now when it comes to the manual transmission, like I said, they are bulletproof, but you're looking at more maintenance, right? So when you're out in the trail and you're trying to get over a rock, you got to hit the gas a little bit, work that clutch, and sometimes you're going to slip that clutch. That's all there is to it. Sometimes you're going to slip that clutch. You go to a river crossing, you go in it, that clutch gets wet, it's going to slip. Make sure that you take care of it, because if not, the synchronizer, it's not going to shift right, it's going to jump out of gear. After a while, you're going to have to go change your clutch, and that's not fun on a Cherokee. They put those stupid star bolts on the top, and you have to drop it down and pull all that stuff out of there, and it's just a pain in the rear end. Trust me, I've already done it. And you got to pull that out, put the clutch in, put the pressure plate. You got to pull all that stuff out before you put it all back in. Make sure you put a new pilot bearing in, put it back in, go back out on the trail, pack it full of mud, get some rocks up in there, get some sand up in there, destroy it again. So off-road it does great, but like I said, you're looking at more maintenance. You're looking at more wear and tear on your vehicle. It does, I believe, a standard does run a little cooler because you don't have automatic transmission fluid going through the radiator. I do believe it runs cooler, because believe it or not, my 4-door Cherokee 5-speed, I did not run an electric fan ever on that thing, and it stayed cool, believe it or not. So I think it is personal preference, really, honestly, because when I'm in an automatic Cherokee, the only things that I am concerned about is not breaking an axle. This is off-road, and not overheating, right? That's the only things I'm concerned about. When it comes to me going off-road in a manual, I'm concerned about, the river crossing, and make sure that, I do this right. There's so much more to add in, and it's personal preference. I would recommend you to get an automatic transmission. That's just my opinion. Like I said, less maintenance, less stuff to worry about, and plus you can find transfer cases. Because the problem I had with mine, yes, you can modify it to make it fit, but the problem I had with mine, if I wanted to find another transfer case, I had to find, a 5-speed Cherokee transfer case. And that's kind of hard to do here in West Virginia anyway. So when it comes to an automatic, you can find transfer cases, parts all day long, but it seems like the AX15 is just kind of an oddball. I don't say it is an oddball, but it's just kind of an oddball because it's just the way it is. When it comes to a 5-speed swap, I've heard many people saying, I want to do a 5-speed swap. It can be done. Yes, it can be done. Look it up on the internet. It can be done. A lot of work, but it can be done. And another question I always get, can you convert a 2-wheel drive into a 4-wheel drive Jeep? Yes, you can. It can be done. If you want to go into details, I can do another show about that. I actually helped my cousin take a mint, beautiful, no rust, white Cherokee, and we converted it to a four-wheel drive. And the only thing is, you don't have the four-wheel drive light. I'm sure you could hook one up, but the four-wheel drive did work in this Cherokee. And at the time, I could have bought it, but I hesitated, and I was like, I'm going to buy it. No, I'm not going to buy it. I should have bought the thing because that was awesome. That was an awesome experience. So you can convert a two-wheel drive into a four-wheel drive. And a lot of people want to do that because they find two-wheel drives in mint condition and they want to make them four-wheel drives. It can be possible. But if you want to see a video on how to, or not how to do that, but talk about what to do and how to do it, we can do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. If you ain't hit that notification bell, make sure you hit it so you know each and every time this show goes live. It goes live every Saturday at noon. So just let me know in the comments below, if you're watching this after, what do you prefer, automatic or standard? I prefer automatic, and we all have our opinions. So I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and stay dirty, my friend.
Come up around.